guys, welcome back to Thankfully Packed. My name is Chris and today I have a lot of repotting to do. So I have a few plants that I want to put together in order to make like a bigger, bushier plant. I also have quite a few propagations that I want to get out of whatever they're in and into my chunky soil mix. Also, I think I need to make a new batch of my chunky soil mix. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. But in general, take this as your sign right now to pause this video, grab your stuff, and let's get going. So if you have any leaf wiping, repotting, watering, pest management, whatever, get your stuff now and let's do it together. Okay, so I'm starting with these 3 Hoya Australis Lisas. So I've already taken this one out of the pot. It looks good. The stem looks healthy and so does the roots. So I'm gonna set that one aside. Same with this one, really good, but I do think that these pots were probably too big for these root balls. Probably all 3 of them could fit in this one pot, but anyway. Next, I was going to do this one as well, but I noticed that it does seem to have a little bit of stem rot right here, and these 2 bottom leaves literally just fell off, and you can even see like where it's smushy in the middle. So yeah, definitely signs of stem rot. So I don't think I'll be using this one, unfortunately, because I don't want it to spread. It's like starting in the middle of the stem, so I can see that it's going up, and these 2 leaves look like they're getting affected by it as well because they're starting to wilt. So it's just really smushy here, and I don't know if it's worth trying to see. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I should just chop it and still use this bottom part. It's not unheard of for it to sprout a new stem, even if it's just roots, so maybe I'll go for it. I'm just gonna chop and see if there's any smushiness down low, and if there is, I'll probably just chuck it, but if I can salvage at least some of it, then I will pot it up. So let me just get my shears and my alcohol. Okay, found the shears, found the alcohol, so just gonna clean this off real quick and just check and see if there's anything salvageable on this. Okay, I did have to chop basically the entire stem, but the roots look okay, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna use it. If anything sprouts, then I'll just have a nice full plant like I wanted. This won't look too bad, but I am a little disappointed that this one rotted. All right, anyways, moving on. I have, for some reason, 0 pots. I only have a bunch of nursery pots, but I don't have any cover pots. So I did purchase these because I didn't have time to go to the thrift store. So let me just open this and show you guys which pots I got. Okay, I got these mostly because they had matching saucers and also because there is a variety of sizes. I already got dirt all over them. This is the biggest size, and then there's a smaller one inside and a couple more. So I think for, so it comes with 5. I think for this Hoya, I'll probably use this pot right here. Unless I need it for something else. Let me check what else I'm repotting real quick before I use up this one. No, yeah, this should be good. This should be good. I feel like it could be a little smaller. So what I'll probably do is I'll use this as a cover pot for now, because maybe if I did have a full 3rd plant, I could get away with using this size. I just don't want to risk it sitting in too much wet soil for too long. So what I think I'll do is I'll just use one of these smaller nursery pots and then just put it inside this. And even though it does have drainage holes with the tray that it comes with, I feel like it'll work as a cover pot just fine. So I'm gonna probably just use this one that it came with. Take this off real quick. Now I am trading this very moisture retenting soil that it came with for my chunky mix. So I think that'll also help with it avoiding like root rot and stem rot. It has a lot more amendments, and I think that it'll be better for the drainage of the Hoya. So let me grab that. Definitely need to refill this soon because yeah, there's barely anything left, but it should be enough for at least this Hoya. I might need to make some more soil real quick. But yeah, as you can see, this is a much chunkier mix with the perlite and the orchid bark. There's charcoal in here as well, so I think that it will be really good for the Hoyas. So let me just add that in. Oop. Okay, so I've got plant 1, plant 2, and then right here is the other one that I just chopped down. So maybe something will sprout, maybe it won't. We'll see, I guess. And then yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna pop this right inside. So that's a little cuter. And I think that one is done. Okay, so since I'm basically out of soil, before I move on to the next plant, I am going to restock. So I keep it in this sliding drawer because it's just a lot easier, but I then have other ready to go soil for the most part in these bins. However, this just has a little bit of perlite and soil in it. So I am going to add more orchid bark, and I love this brand because it comes with everything else in it already. So it has coarse perlite and it has the charcoal. So I'm gonna be mixing it up in here. I've been doing a lot of repotting lately, so I'm not surprised that I've run out. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do like halfway like that, and then I will add the amendments. This stuff is so chunky, I love it. So it's got really big pieces. Sometimes I do sift out the bigger pieces if they're like logs, but for the most part they're good, and the chunky perlite is bigger than the perlite that I buy separately, because I also buy perlite separately from this because sometimes I just use perlite for like propagations or top dressing. So these have really chunky pieces of perlite in them too, so I love it. So I'm just gonna add that on top like this. Okay, then I'm just gonna give it a good mix real quick and see if I need to add more. Okay, that looks good on amendments. I'm just gonna add a little bit more soil. I just find that if I do it like in sections, it makes it a lot easier to mix while it's in this container. All right, that looks really good to me. So I am gonna call that good, and I can finally move on to the next plant. So, okay, this is my next plant. This is a neon philodendron that I've been keeping on my porch for the summer, and because it's kind of a smaller plant, believe it or not, it's actually pretty small, I bought a smaller pot of neon philodendron to fill it out. So I wanted to just make it a bigger, bushier plant. Anyways, let me show you what is actually going on here. So this is the starter plant that I purchased. What is this, like maybe like 4 inches, 6-inch pot, but it's nice and full. So I thought it would be great to add to this one because it's in a very small little pot right now. So it has been growing really well on the porch, but it's mostly been just kind of trailing and bushing out this way. And I want the plant overall to be just, you know, bigger and bushier. This is my Philodendron Brazil. So as you can see, it's nice and full from the front, and from the back it's not, but I don't really care because I kind of keep these on my shelf all the time. So I mean, I could rotate it, but I prefer to just see the trailing from one side. That's just me personally. However, when it's in a hanging basket and you can see, like, you know, the 360 of it, you can kind of notice it more. Same thing with my neon pothos over here. So again, trailing from the front, nice, and then from the back it's like nothing. But again, when it's on the shelf, I don't care too much. But this hanging basket, I just wanted it to look a little fuller, so I'm going to be taking it out of this nursery pot and this nursery pot and probably putting it in maybe one of these and then putting that in here. There we go. There's one. And like I said, this is the one I purchased. Nice and healthy roots. So I'm just gonna basically smush them together like this. Now for this one, I am gonna pot it directly into the pot because again, it does have drainage holes, so I don't see the need to put it in a nursery pot, to put it in here, to then put it in the hanging basket. There you go, just a small layer because there is a lot of soil already on this. I might even be able to go a size up, to be honest. Let me see. No, I think they'll be fine. If I go a size up though, it's my biggest size. Let me see. Like, I want them to be in here, not extremely root bound, of course, but I also don't want to have to repot this right away due to the roots growing too fast. So Let me see. So I was gonna use this size, but on second thought, I feel like it'll fit a lot better in the largest size of this set. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I just don't wanna have to repot solely due to the fact that it's outgrown the pot. If I repot, it'll probably be because I wanna put it in a nursery pot, not because the pot that I chose was too small too soon. So I'm gonna backfill now. Okay. Just cleaning it up a little bit while I'm here. Okay, that is instantly so much more satisfying to me with it being just a lot fuller. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so these are 3 cuttings, or 3 sets of cuttings from a mother plant, a Monstera Adansoniis that I have, and I've kind of just neglected them, to be honest. So they're growing a little crazy, and these 2 are in leca and this one's in water, and I want to get it out of the leca because I don't know, it's not that the leca is bad, I just feel like I'm not keeping up with it as well as they should be. But the roots are really, really healthy. As you can see, there's roots literally circling the bottom of this one. This one, I believe, already had roots, if I'm not mistaken. One of these, I took fresh cuttings from the plant, so it was rootless. And then another one had been growing in water, and I remember I put it in the leca to see how it would fare. And they both did really well at first. I guess I just maybe put it too close. 2 things. I think I put it too close to the window that it was in. And then on top of that, I also kind of, like I said, just kind of forgot about them. So some of the leaves are drying out a bit. And this was a propagation I completely just let go. So as you can see, the leaf is brown. However, it has really healthy stems and there is a new growth point growing from it. So I'm gonna pot it up and see what happens. I was originally taking cuttings with the intent of filling out the mother plant, the bigger Adansonii that I have, because the top of the pot is kind of like bare looking, but I think I'm just gonna start over and make a second plant, and hopefully this one grows in a little bit better. So I feel like with the amount of cuttings, I might be able to get away with this size pot. But first I'm just gonna take it out of this leca, and maybe I need a bin or something. And the cool thing about leca too is that you can actually reuse it. You can boil it, and then it's good to go for any new plants that you want to use the leca for. So it's nice not to have to throw it away. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought. For some reason, I thought it would be like fused with the roots, but it's not. It's actually coming off really easily. Awesome. Look at all those roots. I wish it kind of translated more to what was going on up top, but like I feel like this is an insane amount of roots for this amount of like plant. But anyway, let's try this bigger one next. Oh, this one's kind of like in there. There we go. Okay, again, much easier than it looks to take these off. All right. Yeah, this one, I'm just going to hope that, let's see, that this actually ends up growing. Again, nice little growth point right there, but nothing else. But the roots are good. And then this one, I don't even know if it's worth it. Let's see. Might as well get rid of that, but I mean, there are roots, so I'm just gonna put it in the pot. The worst I can do is that nothing will happen. It might rot away, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna save this leca to boil later. I am gonna pot it directly in here again because it's got drainage holes, so I'm not worried about sitting in soggy soil for too long. Okay, next up are a few water propagations that I've had sitting in water for a bit, and I just kind of want to put them in soil at this point so that I could use the test tubes for other plants. So I have a Pearls and Jade, This is a cutting from my Hoya Princess. This is, what is this? This is a Philodendron Brazil. And then I have a Marble Queen right here. So I'm just gonna take them all out and put them each in their own little pot. So the pots that I want to use for them, unfortunately, don't have any drainage holes, but I do have the proper tools today. Soldering iron, which I remembered a little bit too late the last time that I owned, and I tried to make holes with a pair of scissors and it did not work out well. So today I'm actually going to use the soldering iron, so I will be right back. I've really been loving how I display my propagations lately. What is your favorite way to show them off? Because I actually made these little test tubes from stuff I had at home, magnets, hot glue, that type of stuff. And basically I stuck them on my wall. And honestly, it just becomes part of the art now. It's like you're decorating with your space and your plants at the same time, and I love it. So I definitely find that I neglect these wall propagations a lot less because I think it's just like in my face as I walk by. However, another fun way that I love to display my propagations is to just thrift different vessels and kind of think outside the box. Honestly, if it can hold water, you can probably propagate in it. So I like to grab coffee mugs, teapots, small vases, even shot glasses, old glass jars like mason jars or things that used to hold food. Obviously, those are going to be good for water retention. Even glass salt or spice jars, apothecary jars, or anything really decorative or interesting. It just makes it so much more fun to look at. Don't get me wrong, I also do the whole shoebox, prop box thing where you just kind of throw a bunch of cuttings and hope for the best in there. However, that's not really pretty to look at, so this is just a more aesthetically pleasing way to display them. Okay, the last plant that I have is this Amydrium or Amydrium, I don't know, Spiderman. First of all, the pot is broken. Right there, and I really don't like the substrate it's in. Plus, I think that I might cut off these runners. Although it's clearly wanting to climb, I think I want a tidier plant for now, and then as it grows I might support it with something else, but this is just not working for me. So I'm gonna take it out of this. Has good roots, but the soil sucks, so I'm gonna take all of this off. I don't really feel like I need to wash the roots. They look all right, so I'm gonna skip that step and just pot it up, and then I will cut off the runners. And I also got this really super cute new pot, and I didn't have a nursery pot that, it didn't come with one rather, so I just found one of these in my stash, and it ended up fitting actually perfectly. So I'm gonna just fill this up now with my chunky soil. So like I said, I could support it right now, but for now, I think I'm gonna just leave the base leaves, and I am going to chop off these runners. They just don't look good to me right now. They're a little too long. And hopefully by cutting these, it'll encourage more growth at the base. And then if I do get more longer vines, they'll actually have leaves on them. Just gonna chop here, here, and there. Okay, and then this one does have a leaf right here, so I might actually see if I can propagate these from wet sticks, and then this one, since it does have a leaf, maybe I'll do a water prop on that one and see if I can encourage any roots. But yeah, these things had to go. Okay, time to do my labels so that I don't forget what I just did. I do have only one printed out right now because I knew I was going to be repotting this Amydrium, like basically as soon as I got it. So I already have this label made. I think I'm gonna put it, let's see, probably I'm just gonna put it actually on the nursery pot, so if I need to know what plant it is, I'll just have to like lift it out like that. Perfect. So there's one. All right, guys, that is it. I feel like I got a lot done today. I'm super excited about all of those little propagations because they've been sitting in water for such a long time, and I've really been meaning to put them in soil. But I'm most excited about this neon philodendron because it's so much fuller and bushier and lush already. I love it. Anyways, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a like and a sub if you're not already subscribed. It really helps my channel out. I post weekly here on YouTube, all kinds of planty things. So if that's your vibe, definitely hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss my next video. Also, what's on your planty to-do list? Do you need to do repotting? Are you pest controlling this week? Let me know. Let's chat in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.